What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. You guys can see from the title, I'm obviously going to be talking about how having my CDL changed my life, and it really has because I think getting my CDL was probably the best thing I've ever done in my life. So I'm gonna kind of get into it right away, guys. So it's going to be like a story time, a story on how it all went down. Excuse me, but let's get started. So I got my CDL for I first got my CDL back in 2016. When I got with my wife and I got married back in 2014. I think I had just turned 19 or 20 years old. I don't know how old, I forget how old I was, but it was back in 2014. Yeah, I think I had just turned 20. I had just turned 20 when we got married. And, I was bouncing from job to job. I didn't have a stable job. I did have a job, but I kind of, I ended up leaving that job because it was just too much drama going on. Or I guess I could say it was too much drama in that job. But I left that job, and I started going from one job to another job. Just kind of bouncing around from jobs. Nothing stable, right? Or odd jobs, what they call them. Hey, sorry, y'all, have my bird back there. Anyway, here, let me get him out. All right, so he just got out the cage, so he's gonna be a little quieter now. So, all right, back to what I was saying. Yeah, pretty much I got my CDLs because, I was bouncing from job to job. I didn't have a steady job, and then here in Denver, in the wintertime, we get a lot of snow, and there's not too much work in the wintertime. I guess there is, depending on what you do, but like I said, back then I was like 19 years old, 20 years old, and I just didn't find nothing like that. I felt like I wanted to do. Like, there was plenty of jobs, believe me, there was a lot of jobs, but they weren't paying what I kind of had, what I wanted to make. Because back in 2014, when I was working at this asphalt company, I was making I think it was like $16 an hour, and when I left there, I wasn't making that much at any other job. So I kind of like got used to making that much money hourly. So going to another job that was offering me 13 bucks, I don't know, I forget how much they were paying me, they were paying at that time, but I didn't want to take it. I'm like, I think my ego, and I was just like, nah, you know what? I'm used to making 16 bucks an hour. This is what I want to make. If I can't find a job that's going to pay me this much, I don't want it. So that's where I struggled keeping a job, because I would go from one job that's paying me 13 bucks, but I was only working like 40 hours, or not even 40 hours, and my checks I think were like a week were like $300, or yeah, like around there. So it wasn't like too much, and I had just got married with my wife, and we were kind of struggling for a bit. Thank God my wife was always a type of person that always like to save money. So if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be in this situation that we're at right now. So thank you, wife. Appreciate it. But okay, time goes by, and I go, I'm bouncing from job to job. I go work at the asphalt company. I'm doing crack fill seal coat, and then I go to another division that's doing asphalt. When I started doing asphalt, things kind of changed, because in the summertime we worked a bunch of hours. If you work in asphalt now in the summertime, you have to take advantage of the summer, because in the wintertime you're going to get unemployment. There's not going to be too much. There's not even going to be work at all, because you're going to be collecting unemployment. So in the summertime, you got to milk the clock. And the company where I was working at, the foreman, we were going in at 5 in the morning, and we weren't getting out till like 9-10 p.m. at night. We were out all day working. And when you're a laborer like I was, you're doing the hardest work. You're out there working with the shovel. You're out there pushing the asphalt back. You're out there sweeping. You're out there doing the hard work, right? They're just doing because obviously, rightfully so. They've been in there for longer at that time. So obviously, me, I was the youngest one in the crew, so I had to do all the harder work, we could say. And in the wintertime, man, it was just hard, because you're collecting unemployment, and it was kind of like my first time collecting unemployment, so I wasn't really making much. And it was just hard times, man. Christmas comes around, and I have no money to buy my wife no gifts, nothing. So it was a really hard time. But during that time, I always wanted to get my CDL, so I would always go take the test, and I would have my CDL permit. but no one would take me with the permit at that time. I applied at a bunch of companies and no one would take me at that time, so never got a job. So fast forward to 2016, I'm working at this construction company, and yeah, I mean, like I said, when you apply and you're the new guy, you're doing the hard work. I mean, they just had me doing some, some BS work. Like me and another guy, like they were like, "Hey, go sweep the sidewalk. Go take the dirt off the sidewalk. Go grab a sweep or a broom and clean off this." Just hideous work. You know what I mean? Like nothing like. They made me buy like this harness. They say, "Oh, you're gonna be this carpenter. You're gonna, grow. You're gonna do carpenter work. You're gonna be doing this. You're gonna have your hammers hanging off your tools." They made me go buy. I remember I went and bought some expensive tools like Klein tools. I think back at that, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Klein tools are pretty expensive. I think I got like what was it, like those wire cutters or something like that with like $60. And I was like, "What are you doing? Why are you spending so much money on some tools?" I didn't even use them. And then to top it off, some guys from my crew stole those pliers from me. So that's how it was. So the foreman, he was a dick, honestly. He would scream at us. He would talk shit to us. He didn't respect us. He didn't respect the new guys. And one time he would just like, "Hey, I got into it with the foreman." He was like, "Hey, do this, do this." I'm like, "Dude, don't scream at me. Talk to me with respect. We're all grown men here." But at the end of the day, construction, if you work in construction, you know how it is working in construction. There's a lot of ego and stuff like that. And I was like, "Dude, you know what? We're all grown men here. Talk to me with respect. And that's how it should go. Treat me the way you want to be treated." And pretty much he said, "Nah, screw that." I said, "Nah, screw you." And I'm out of here. And I quit. I called my wife to go pick me up. We got home and my wife was stressing because she was like, "Dude, there goes another job that you just left." And we had just gotten a new apartment. So it was like a bigger step for us. So we're like, "Dude, how are we going to pay this? How are we going to pay this rent?" We didn't know how we were going to pay it. But I told her, like, "Hey, I have my permit." Old friend of mine told me that he went and applied at a garbage company with the permit and they took him. So yeah, so I tried that out. I had my Class A permit and I went to apply at a garbage company that was like 15 minutes away where we were living at our old apartment. And they hired me. I was making $18 when I was working in construction. They started me off at 16 at the garbage company. But I knew, okay, I'm gonna get my CDL here and this is where it starts. So after 3 months, dude, at the garbage company, I stayed there for 3 months. Well, I stayed there longer, but when I was there for 3 months, you're training every day. You're going out with the lead driver. He's letting you drive, this and that. And after the 3 months, I went and did my CDL test, and I passed, and that's how I got my CDL. But it was a Class B. This was back in 2016. I was fortunate enough because I didn't have no restrictions on my license. Because as I think it was like as of 2015, if you take your CDL test in an automatic transmission or an automatic truck, you have a restriction on your license, which doesn't let you operate a manual truck. Which I don't think is much of a big deal because, I mean, all the trucks now are probably going to be automatic, but preferably it's good not to have no restrictions on your license. So if you could do it on a manual truck, do it. Learn how to double clutch and get your, no restrictions on your license. So I was with the garbage company for 5 years, up until 2016 to 2021. And that company was so nice. It was a local company. Throughout the years, they got bought out, and then they got bought out again by a bigger company called Waste Connections. But it was a local company, and yeah, I mean, it was like, at that time, I appreciated that job so much because it put me in a situation where we were able to purchase our home, this home right now, where we're right now. And I'm forever thankful for that job because, I mean, you would make killer money too. If you're driving a garbage truck and you're picking up garbage in the summertime, you make a lot of money. I mean, you can make up towards $200 daily if you're working in areas where people will pay you to take some of their stuff. And then on Christmas time, you can make up to 10 to, who knows, 20, 30,000 in just tips from November all the way to December. So I was very, very, very thankful for having that job. But I always knew that I wanted to have my Class A license. So when I ended up outgrowing, I think you could say, that job, and I had got my CDL Class A permit, and I applied at this at an old company where I was at doing food delivery called Shamrock Foods here in Denver, and I went with them. And pretty much the same thing that I had to do with the garbage company. I had to work there 3 months, and after those 3 months, they send you to school, and you do your do your road test, and you get your Class A license. I did sign a 1-year contract with them, so that's what I had to do. But I mean, the time goes by quick when you're in a company and you're working every day. The days go by quick. So a year went by pretty fast, and I did it, and I was there 2 years. I was at the old company for 2 years, Shamrock. I recently left because it was just a lot of issues going on with that company, and I'm recently with QCD, as you guys can see right here, Quality Custom Distribution. And this company is great. I mean, I don't know, it's just a great company. You make good money, and you're not out there really killing yourself. I mean, I think I'm making $2,400, $2,000 to $2,400 a week. But after taxes, I mean, I'm making anywhere from $1,500 to $1,700 to $1,300 a week. So it's not bad at all because I'm not working so many hours. I think this week was the only week I worked 50 hours since I've been here. And I've been here, like maybe June, July, August, 4 months. I've been here 4 months, and I've only worked one day, 50 hours. So anyways, going back to this company, because of this company and the money that I make here, compared to my old job, Shamrock Foods, I was fortunate enough and blessed to be able to buy another property. So, and because we have some money saved up, and my wife was always been like, remember, like I told you guys earlier, my wife always liked to save money and have money put away. So we always knew we wanted to get a second house, and thankfully we just got approved for our second home, and I will upload a video showing you guys that home here soon. But pretty much I just want to talk about how, or make this video, because it's pretty all over the place, how having my CDL changed my life. Because if I didn't have my CDL, I don't think I would have been in this position where I'm at right now and have the things that I have. I mean, if you guys can see from the thumbnail, and it's not showing off, it's just hard work, what hard work gets you guys, and having a partner that also wants to do good in life and have, like, grow in life. I think that's so important. But you guys can see we have a Beamer, we have a Tesla, and we had nothing when we first got married. So like I said, I'm so grateful for having my CDL. I think whoever is out there looking to get their CDL should definitely do it. But always keep in mind that if you're not making too much money now and you go to a job where you are making where you start making more money, keep your spending the same. Just because you start making more money, don't start spending more money or get yourself in more debt. Like, go buy a brand new 2023 car, a 2023 car, or whatever. Keep your spending low, because you're obviously want to make more money, right? But don't go ahead and spend more money, because it's useless to take that next step if you're gonna have more spending, right? And believe me, we're really good at saving money and stuff like that. If we have a car, if we have 2 cars, it's not like killing our budget. We could do it because we know we could afford to have those things, and it's not going to put us more into debt than other things. But I'm sorry if this video is all over the place. I just thought I'd make this video just to kind of encourage people who are thinking about getting their CDL. You should definitely do it. You will not regret it. There will always be work for CDL drivers, whether it's snowing, whatever. I mean, you're not going to be laid off for nothing. If you're working construction, if it's raining out, the bad thing about working construction is, if maybe you guys get rained out in the wintertime, you guys get laid off because of all the snow, depending on where you live, right? If you live like in Texas or California or states like that, you probably got your work year round, which is a good thing. Or like, those states where you guys don't get no snow. But if you're in a state where you get snow, like here in Colorado, then maybe construction, look for something else, right? Like, get your CDL. There's always going to be work. There's never, if you go on Indeed and you put CDL, there's going to be tons of jobs, and they're paying pretty good right now. So I encourage everybody to get their CDL if they want to. Don't be afraid. If you want to start off, get your CDL permit. And if you're a company person, apply to a company, and even if you have to sign a 1-year contract, a 2-year contract, do it. I mean, it's going to be worth it as long as you feel comfortable with the company that you're going to apply with. Like, For example, QCD, I think this company is taking CDL permit drivers, and I think it's a great company. I mean, you make good money. You're not, working 60, 70 hours a week. I mean, like I said, I've only worked 50-hour week just once since I've been here, and that's because I did a route, and it just took me long because it was, a lot of driving. But even 50 hours is not really much if you ask me. And at the end of the day, when I was making, when I was checking how much I was making after everything, I was making like $32 an hour after taxes. Not bad. But yeah, guys, thought I'd make this video and tell you guys how having my CDL changed my life, because it honestly did. I encourage you guys to do it. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. Comment if you have any questions about the CDL. I'm more than happy to help you guys answer any of your questions. If you guys made it this far, I appreciate it, because I know this video is all over the place, because it really is. I just thought, even the reason why I even wanted to make this video was because I'm thinking like, wow, dude, back 10 years ago, my wife and I were struggling. We couldn't find nowhere to live. We were living in my mom's basement. We were having family issues with my side of the family. And I was from job to job. And once I got my CDL, everything changed. So and then I was thinking like, wow, we're about to get our second house, and everything's been going good. So like I said, guys, sorry, like I said 3-4 times already, I apologize. This video is all over the place. I just thought I'd share with you guys my experience and my, kind of like a little bit of my life of how everything turned out. Yeah, if you guys want to hear more, if you guys want me to tell you guys more stuff and about CDR, whatever it is about life that you guys want to know, if you guys have any questions, like I said, feel free to let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I got more videos coming, and I'm gonna upload a video of my house tour, my second home, here soon. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.